Hello and welcome to the BMC Quick Course series. In this quick course, I will show you how to use Change Manager for DB2 to execute a work list. After you've specified and analyzed the work you intend to do in a work ID, you are ready to execute the work list. During the execution phase, Change Manager will read the work list, access the DB2 catalog to gather information about data sets that may need to be created, and create the JCL needed to execute the work list. If you are using Change Manager to alter a structure or structures, it's possible that DB2 will require a drop and recreation of the objects. In this case, Change Manager work list will need to unload the data, drop and recreate the objects, regrant all authority, execute any utilities needed, and rebind plans and packages. The end result will be the altered structures that should be read in read-write and ready to be used. With every new release of DB2, IBM allows more changes to be done using online schema change and pending changes. Change Manager will honor these capabilities and choose the best possible path to limit any outage. If you are attempting to migrate a set of objects, Change Manager will execute in two phases. The first will be to unload all the data from the source instance, then issue a stop command. This allows you to restart the work list at the create step on the target subsystem. This architecture ensures success even if the source and target subsystems are completely separate. If both source and target subsystems are the same, during analysis you can omit the stop command. Let's look at how to run the execution phase. From the Work ID menu, ensure you have the right Work ID specified. Enter option 6 for Execute Work ID. Press Enter. On this panel, you can specify if you are creating the initial JCL or if this will be a restart of a failed work list. You can create the JCL in the foreground or in batch. I've chosen to run in the foreground. However, if you have a large work list, you may want to run the creation in batch. Press Enter. If you have created a baseline profile for the scope of what you're altering, you can add steps in the JCL to create a baseline before and after the alters are executed. You can also compare the objects before and after execution. Press Enter. On this panel, you can specify your output JCL dataset. You can use a PDS by specifying a member name. If you use a PDS, the dataset needs to already exist. The dataset where the work list resides should already be filled in for you. If you'd like to take one last look at the work list, you can edit the dataset here by placing an S next to Edit Work List. You also need to enter an S next to Build Execution JCL and Edit Execution JCL. Press Enter. Because we chose to edit the work list once again, you can review the dataset and double check to make sure it is what you want to execute, then press F3. This is your execution JCL. The DB2 load library should be in the step lib. Press F8. As you page down, you will see the unload dataset if the work list requires an unload. Also, you will notice the copy DD statement, as well as any sort datasets that might be needed. There could also be several other DD statements depending on the work to be done. Once you have reviewed the JCL, you can submit the job. You will be taken back to the processing interface panel where you can type the keyword view to see the execution of the work. Press Enter. On the execution status panel, Change Manager will report on the progress of the execution. Change Manager will report every time a sync statement or a commit is taken while executing the work list. Press Enter to refresh the screen. When you see the execution completed successfully, you know that the work list is complete. Thank you for your time. For more information on any BMC Change Manager feature, please visit the Change Manager Quick Course series.